Okay, this is roughly the last 10 minutes of the Premiership season 2011-2012, and very exciting it is too. At the start of the day, it could either be Manchester City or Manchester United winning the overall title of the Premiership, and to go down, it was between Bolton or QPR for the third spot. And then there's also a contest between Arsenal, Spurs, and very unlikely, but also Newcastle United. So those were the things that were at stake. Now, it's all been going off mainly at the Etihad, Manchester City Stadium, where Manchester City are incredibly 2-1 down, one of the goals being scored after Joey Barton, the QPR player, got sent off. So, there's been lots of twists and turns. Let's get a little bit of live sound for a moment.
To intercept a back pass for the first, he palmed a speculative Andre Santos shot in off a post for Arsenal's second, and worst of all, a catastrophic punch handed the ball to Lauren Koscielny for Arsenal's third. West Brom's goals have come from Shane Long and Graham Dorrance, and once they led 2-1, but Fulham's frailties have handed Arsenal the advantage. 3-2.
Let's go to White Hart Lane, because Spurs currently in fourth, Jonathan Ledyard, the position that means that all Spurs fans will be furiously cheering on Bayern Munich next Saturday.
You're right, quality marksmanship set this up for some afternoon when Emmanuel Adebayor slid in a goal after just 88 seconds.
So what's happened there is if Chelsea win the European Championship, there are only 3 spots for the European Championship of the following season for British clubs. Therefore, the third place is quite an important thing to get, and at the moment, as it stands, Arsenal have that over Spurs.
They're heading for 9th, Spurs for 4th, unless West Brom in these final 7 or 8 minutes can pull something out of the bag from Arsenal. It's 2-0 Spurs.
Well, Chelsea started the day in 6th, and they were always going to finish it in 6th. Tony Husbands at Stamford Bridge, watching players who won't feature in that game against Bayern Munich having a very good day.
Yes, 2 suspended players for Munich on target for Roberto Di Matteo's Chelsea today. John Terry and Mireles on target in the first half.
Of course, Blackburn are already down, so they've got nothing much to play for, and Chelsea can't improve their standing, and would hope to win the Champions League, and that way they'll get back into it anyway.
For his 17th goal of a season, which will end in relegation for Rovers. Didier Drogba's come on as a substitute, possibly his final game here at Stamford Bridge, as minds, though, turn to Munich for all those watching the team in blue.
Let's just tell you what we're seeing at the Etihad, the frustration. I mean, at the beginning of the day, there was a ticker tape parade, for want of a better word. It was all celebration and joy. The last game of the season, they're in the box seat. At the moment, it's just sheer frustration.
I don't think anybody can believe it. Let's be fair. QPR 1-0 down, 10 men, and they win in 2-1. Joey Barton, as Garth said, was absolutely shocking what he'd done. City just cannot. They're just blasting over the bar. They're panicking.
It's wild from Man City. I mean, Manchester United players just cannot believe it. We're getting shots of the fans there now, Manchester United fans celebrate. They're almost wasting time already, the Man United players. They're going to just do a professional performance here, try and get the 1-0 win.
I have to say at this point, I mean, Yaya Toure, for me, one of the reasons he's been so immense is because he's always been controlled. He never flaps. He's always very consistent. And this is the one time you need him, he's gone off. It seems as though it's not meant.
But United, what they do this stage of the season, Martin said before the programme started, they win at this stage of the season, and they've been so professional in the way they've played today. Complete contrast to City, who have panicked.
They've played as individuals today, Gabby. They're just like, they're almost all over the place.
They've lost their linchpin.
Desperation.
Yaya Toure, they've lost their linchpin.
And I've got to say, Paddy Kenny has been absolutely...
Hang on, we didn't say that earlier on.
Since the goal. Yeah, listen, for the goal, he had one. But since then, he's pulled save after save after save. Jamie Mackey's been outstanding. Mike Phillips has been good.
Anton Ferdinand has been all unbelievable.
Never ever would you suggest it was anything like a game plan, but when Joey Barton, when that all happened, it all went off on the pitch, didn't it? It disrupted everybody. Balotelli ran on, he tried to get involved. Aguero obviously was given the leg, obviously Tevez in the head. Company even, who's normally so cool, he started to kind of get involved a little bit.
I think Joey Barton was very lucky. I don't think the players realise what he did. When you see the replay on match day tonight, it can only be described as an assault.
But what I'm saying is the repercussions and the ramifications of that whole episode then is totally unsettled Man City.
Totally unsettled. And then
the other thing about this is, of course, that QPR didn't need to win if Stokes hold on to the draw against Bolton.
Yeah, they've not moved, and we know we're doing training. You can't break these teams down sometimes.
But they're just, as I say, they're not moving the ball quick enough. Man City. You can't get the right people on the ball. I mean, they're just camped in their box. But it doesn't look like they're going to score in a million years.
Another save for Kenny there. Let's go to Carrow Road. Andrew James. It's going to be a good end to the season for Norwich.
Yes, it is, Gabby. They're leading by 2-0. Holt with the first goal, is 15th of the season, then one from Simeon Jackson. And
I can't remember the exact sequence of events, but of course Bolton were 2-1 up at one point against Stoke and were therefore in the driving seat when QPR were drawing. So there have been a couple of turnarounds already. The Barton sending off, it reminds me slightly of Barcelona-Chelsea in the semi-final, where Terry got sent off, where it doesn't seem to make much difference to the result, but I hope I'm not speaking too soon.
It's still a bit fractious.
It has settled down. I have to say, though, what's very interesting here at the Liberty Stadium, it's very poor between Swansea City and Liverpool. Lots of people talking about what's going on at the Etihad. So end of season fare here at the Liberty. Plenty of Sunday morning newspaper speculation this morning surrounding Kenny Dalglish's position at Anfield. This performance will not have helped his cause, Gabby. Apart from Andy Carroll's overhead kick, they've created very little, playing without any shape, giving the ball away. In fact, both sides have been guilty of wasting possession. Carroll got involved in a skirmish with Ashley Williams just before the break. He swung an arm after being fouled. 18 players piled in. Mark Halsey gave out 2 yellow cards. Not pretty. 0-0.
Another goal at the DW. Busy day for you, Naz Premji.
It certainly is. Wigan Athletic 3, Wolverhampton Wanderers 2. It's a Sunday, which means Sunday League.
Of course, another aspect of the QPR Man City game is that the QPR manager is Mark Hughes, who used to be manager of Man City, and I don't think he was too happy with the way they got rid of him. He also, of course, used to play for Manchester United.
Pacing, looking like an expectant father, Damien Johnson. He can't do anything to change the way his team are playing right now, apparently.
No, he can't. The two dugouts are a picture, really. Mark Hughes with his arms folded across his chest, looking reasonably calm. I'm sure he's not inside. And Mancini pacing up and down, crouching down like Andre Villas-Boas, Chelsea style. Doesn't know where to put himself, as you say, like an expectant father. And City banging on the door, but QPR have defended really valiantly. They've shut down the space. They just won't allow City through. And as it stands, City's chance to win the title for the first time in 44 years looks like going begging. 4 minutes remaining.
Why don't we go to the Stadium of Light? I've seen all the scenes, Steve Sutton, of Manchester United fans holding their phones, checking that what they're seeing there is actually true. You know, is Twitter telling them the truth?
Yeah, I think they do believe it, Gabby, but, you know, they've produced...
Of course, the irony is that the previous game before all this, Manchester City played Manchester United, and two games ago, and Manchester City beat United to take the pole position. Doesn't look as if it's going to do them much good at the moment.
Number 20, Man United 1, Sunderland 0.
Another great chance for QPR there. Well, of course,
you have to say, QPR on the break with Mackie,
very poor.
Cisse and now Bothroyd. Unbelievable. You have to credit QPR with what they've done here today.
Yeah.
Defended unbelievably.
Okay.
Anton Ferdinand, Hill at the back, time and time again. Derry as well, headers, clearances.
Well, aside from the top and the bottom, the other big issue that had to be decided today were those Champions League places, although really the race is for third to be secure, isn't it? Because can Tottenham celebrate today? I mean, you know, it's on ice, isn't it?
Well, it is.
If they finish fourth.
Arsenal hanging on as well at times against a very good West Bromwich Albion team. That game, really the goalkeeper for West Bromwich Albion gifting that to Arsenal if they go on and win that.
Yeah, he's been terrible, the goalkeeper today for...
Fulham, yeah.
Fulham, yeah, he's had a poor game, but Arsenal, I think they'll finish third now, and I just can't believe what's happening at City. It's just madness.
We're just looking to see how much overtime there is. There's 5 minutes in the Arsenal game.
I think they call it extra time. Yeah. Although it will feel like overtime. I don't think they get paid anymore.
But you look at United, the contrast, United just passing the ball, scores, and Garth's right, losing Yaya Toure, huge blow.
I'm not sure the Man United players look like they even know. They don't even look. They don't even look.
There will be a bit of injury time, you'd think, at the Etihad because of what happened with the Barton incident as well. Did that stop play for quite a while, didn't it? So they started later as well. So there could be a nervous 3 or 4 minutes at the Stadium of Light.
But the contrast is massive between Manchester United and Man City. It is so measured in their performance, and Man City, it's really frantic and hectic. And
Marty's absolutely right.
Man City will learn a great deal from this experience. Although it's a bad experience, you don't want to be in that situation, but surely if they ever get this chance again, they'll do it so.
Even the manager. You look at Alex Ferguson. Okay, he gets into the technical area and he'll make a point and sit down. You look at Mancini. He's absolutely hysterical.
What was Arsene Wenger just doing there with his head on Pat Rice's lap? Was that? Did you see that?
No. No.
Okay, we're taking our eye off that ball a little bit at the moment, but it's still.
Slightly unfortunate use of words.
Of course, in charge there. A corner for Man City. Robbie?
Well, we just tried to say earlier about Anton Ferdinand. I mean, his brother is going to pick up another championship today.
OK, full-time whistles are starting to be blown. Let's go to Carrow Road. Andrew James, it's all over. A great end to the season for Norwich.
Yeah, great end to the season for Norwich, Gabby. They've won by 2-0. Holt with the first, Jackson with the second. And unless Given had made the saves that he had, it could have been a much more emphatic scoreline. Aston Villa finish as things stand in the last place above the relegation places. It's been a dismal time for them, and their fans are shouting for the removal of manager Alex McLeish. But joy for Norwich, they end on a victory. Norwich 2, Villa 0.
Let's go straight back to Damian Johnson at the Etihad. Another great save from Kenny.
Yeah, he's redeemed himself after the mistake that led to Zabaletta's goal. A header from Balotelli, and there was Kenny to palm it round the post. It continues to be all City, but 5 minutes of injury time they're playing now. The board just went up a moment ago. The title is slipping away from Manchester City, and Queen's Park Rangers are edging to safety in the Premier League.
So there's quite a lot of injury time, so this recording will be a little bit longer than I thought. So it looks like we've got about another 6 minutes to go.
Even one goal will, of course, be enough for QPR, as in a draw would be enough for them to survive. Of course, it wouldn't be enough for Manchester City to win the title unless Sunderland were to get a goal in the last minute of the game. Let's go straight to White Hart Lane, though. Jonathan Ledyard all over there.
It's all over. Embraces, handshakes between Martin Jol and Harry Redknapp. 2-0 Spurs. Spurs doing everything they needed to do. They scored and they won. If only they'd done the same against Norwich and Queen's Park Rangers instead of losing both fixtures. 2-0 to Spurs.
2-2. Let's go straight to the Etihad. Damian Johnson.
Manchester City have an equaliser. We're in injury time here. It's gone to the substitute Edin Dzeko. It was straightforward, a corner from the right-hand side. Silva delivered. There was Dzeko, planted it firmly into the net. We're in injury time, 2-2. City chasing a winner that would give them the title.
Look.
Let's go to the Stadium of Light. Steve Sutton, have they heard?
Yes, they have. It's gone all quiet. It's the...
Oh my God, this is going to be nail-biting. It often happens that you get these weird things happening in football.
United still lead 1-0.
Let's have a little look at the table then. At the top, of course, that is still not a big enough scoreline for them to win the title. City, they need another goal, of course, to win the game, and that would then see them lift the title. But have a look at the bottom, because it really does make things a bit tight down there. Queen's Park Rangers, though, still out of the bottom three. And Bolton Wanderers still relegated the way things stand. Let's go to the Liberty Stadium. Jason Mohammed for a goal.
Oh dear, Kenny Dalglish's season has just got worse. Angel Rangel fired in a shot from the right-hand side. It was met by Danny.
So what we've got to wait for now is the Stoke-Bolton result to go through, because if that remains 2-2, QPR will be safe.
They are now going to, it looks like, take all the points against Liverpool. It's full-time, though, now at the Britannia. Ivan Gaskell.
All over here, Bolton needed to win, they haven't. That's the headline here. I've got those early shots of young children in the Bolton end crying. There'll be a few more of those before we're finished. They're giving their players a rousing reception. That's good to see. Bolton did their best. They came from behind. The two Davises, Mark and Kevin, gave them brief buoyancy. But the convicts that turned up in convict fancy dress with great escape signs, they haven't dug their way out. Bolton are down.
QPR safe.
We have to go straight to the Etihad. Damien Johnson.
The Etihad has erupted because Manchester City are on the way to their first title in 44 years. Aguero has got a winner at the last gasp. No sooner had Queen's Park Rangers got through the score from Stoke City to confirm that they're safe in the Premier League for another season, then Manchester City attacked one last time. The ball broke to Aguero, who's been fantastic for them.
That just shows the danger of punditry. They always talk too soon, and I think I was guilty of it as well.
And he fired Manchester City into the lead, and they're heading for the title.
Let's look at the scenes then at the Stadium of Light. This game finished a couple of minutes ago. Steve Sutton, they've heard.
Yes, they have, Gabby, no doubt about it. Dismal look on their faces. They changed from smiles instantly to disappointment. The final whistle went a few moments before that goal went in at the Etihad. At that point, Man United had won the title. Then the Sunderland Stadium erupted with the Sunderland fans cheering because they'd heard what had happened down at the Etihad. The Man United end of the ground went silent, and there's a lot of sad, sorry faces in blue Man United shirts trudging off at the moment. It's finished Man United 1, Sunderland 0.
Scenes there at the Stadium of Light tell a story, don't they? They've been sitting on the edge of their seat, the anticipation, the expectation all afternoon. Were they going to do it? And for so long they thought they were, Robbie.
Best ever weekend for me. I remember Michael Thomas scoring a goal at Anfield all them years ago. This, for me, it's better than that. It's better than that. It's unbelievable.
It's not over. It's not over at the Etihad just yet.
You said they could do it. We said they can't.
They were dead and buried, weren't they, really? And the crowd, the despair. There's grown men crying in the stands. They were on their knees almost, and really, it's incredible. Just a few minutes ago, we thought it was all over, and Manchester United that they were going to sneak the championship, but all credit to
An irony of ironies, because of what's happened with Stoke and Bolton, of course, QPR will survive anyway.
Yeah. Even the performance today, I think they deserve to. They've been magnificent, and it's over.
Let's go to the Etihad. Damien Johnson, it's all over, and it's all just begun.
Wild scenes here at the Etihad Stadium. Joy, jubilation. 44 years of frustration have come to an end, and it couldn't have happened in more dramatic fashion. An injury time goal from Sergio Aguero has given City a 3-2 lead and that first title in so many years. I can't really begin to tell you the story of the afternoon. QPR down to 10 men, a foolish sending off for Joey Barton. Zabaleta got the opener, Cisse got an equaliser, then that moment of madness from Barton. Then the QPR as the Manchester City fans invade the pitch, and why not, frankly? Yeah, Jamie Mackie got an unlikely goal to put QPR back in front, and then it looked like the title was slipping away. News came through from Stoke City that the result had gone in QPR's favour and that they were safe. Then that equaliser almost at the death from Dzeko, the substitute. They were pressing, banging on the door. QPR defended so bravely, but Aguero, who's been the hero all season for Manchester City, stepped up in the dying seconds and scored the goal that has given City their first title in 44 years. Relief, joy, celebration here at the Etihad Stadium. All those words coming to mind. There's a Manchester City fan sitting next to me in the press box, shaking his head. He can't believe it. And many of the fans here, 49,000 of them, can't believe it either. QPR have their own celebration as well because they stay up. But the day belongs to Manchester City. What a finish.